Thank you. Thank you. I am thrilled to be with you today. Thank you for joining us. I want to just double check to make sure that the translation is working before we get going too far. Is there anybody that's having trouble with their translation? Well, I guess you wouldn't know if you were having trouble and I asked you that question. Everybody's okay? We love Mirinda. That means we love you because you are Mirinda. We're on a bit of a tight schedule, so I'm going to get right into my presentation. I wish to extend to you the love and the admiration of the founders of the company, Carrie Acey, Stephen Story, Kim Acey, Kelly Olson. Much of the responsibility of Mirinda falls upon Kelly Olson and myself, but that doesn't mean that the others do not pray for you and hope for you and work for you. They show up every day, and they're interested in the future and progress of Mirinda. Kelly Olson is not with us, and I excuse him. Of course, there's many duties that everybody has, and Kelly Olson is taking care of many of the duties that he has. All of the founders wish that they could be here, give you a hug, and let you know of the deep admiration and appreciation which we have for each one of you. It's interesting because we've been partners for 20 years. Mirinda was organized in November of 1995. In November, it'll be 20 years since it was organized. And as you remember, in July of 1996, we first entered the marketplace. So next year, we will celebrate 20 years of being in the marketplace. That will be a grand celebration. I know that we'll be talking about this all year long. I'm actually going to drop this just down here because I'm not going to use it. We'll be talking about this all year of next year. There'll be events throughout the year to remind us of this. This is a significant milestone. If you think about it, there's only a few countries or companies in our space, direct sales, that last in operation for 20 years. Only a few. Do you realize that there'll be, I would guess, over 1,000 companies in direct sales that are launched this year? 1,000 companies, new companies will be launched. Also, there'll be, I believe, over 1,000 companies that will fail this year. Our industry is quite unique. The barrier of entry is quite low. Because of that, there's companies that are coming in all the time, and most of them leave within a matter of a few years. There's some schools of thought. Some companies they set up their business to last for 3 to 5 years. That's their business plan. That's okay, as long as they let you know that up front, that their business plan is a 3 to 5 year view, maybe 8 years at the extent of it. Other companies set up their business to last the generations, to last 100 years, 200 years. That's Mirinda. And the other companies that have lasted for 20 plus years, they have this mindset to build a company that will last beyond your life and beyond the life of your children. And so that's what our thinking is. Everything that's set up for us is set up around that goal to have a company that will last for 100 years and more. So I congratulate the founders for offering that bit of insight and the vision that they have for Marinda to extend for the centuries. And I congratulate each of you because you are Marinda. Your experience, your life, your view, your vision, everything about you is who we are. And I thank you for that. Now, as we talk about companies, there's 100 things that a company needs to provide for you to be successful. I'm going to suggest 3 things that every company must provide for an IPC or a distributor so that they can be in business for themselves. I say 3 because I think you can remember 3, but there's several more that you could add to that. First, we must provide trust. We must provide an environment where you can trust us so that the decisions that we make will not jeopardize your business or our future. If we are committed to last for the next 100 years and more, then we need to have an environment of integrity in our business. I hope that you can trust us. That doesn't mean that we're perfect, because we're not. That doesn't mean that every decision we make is perfect and right, because they're not. That means that every decision that we make, we carefully look at it, and we make sure that what we do will not erode the trust that we've built over the 20 years. Now, some of you have been with us for a long, long time, and some of you are just new to us. This element of trust is important to us. It's important to you, and we hope that you can trust us. That doesn't mean that everything that you think we should do, we'll do. It just means that the decisions that we make and the things that we do will foster confidence and trust with our IPCs. As you consider your own group, you need to do that as well. Build trust within your own group. The next thing, we must deliver a product. By law, we have to have a product. The products that we deliver are generational products. Think of that, Tahisha Noni, Max. Think of the core products that are introduced into your market. These are remarkable, wonderful products. Some of the greatest scientists in the world have worked on this to develop these products. They're your products. Now, there's some products that you might think, oh, that's a system or something like that. It's not a product. Community Pro is a product. You need to think of Community Pro as one of your products in your inventory. And so we must deliver a product. We're serious about the products that we deliver because the products need to be generational. They need to last for longer than a lifetime. Some companies who have a vision of 5 to 8 years, the product doesn't matter. For Marinda, product really matters. Next, a pay plan. We must deliver a pay plan. Something that is fair, something that is understandable and duplicatable, something that you can teach and others can believe in, and something that will reward you for the efforts and the products that move through your organization. We have a pay plan that over the 20 years that we've been in business shows that it's a very generous pay plan. Now, there's no perfect pay plan in the industry. If there was a perfect pay plan, everyone would be using the same pay plan. Pay plans are devised to reward and merit what the company's vision is. Our vision is 100 years and more. And so our pay plan delivers stable, real income. If we were a company that had a vision of 5 to 8 years, it would be a completely different pay plan, one that would pay very quickly because we're only going to be there for 5 to 8 years. And so it would be very successful, and then it would sort of implode. All of the companies that really have been around for 20 years plus, they have a pay plan similar to ours and dissimilar to those who are in business for 5 to 8 years. So those three things we must deliver: trust, product, and a pay plan. We deliver those. We deliver to them these to you every day. We work every day to deliver these to you, our IPCs, the entrepreneurs who really are on the streets of the world representing Marinda. Now, there's other things that we do, and I want to just take you through a few slides to give you an idea of where Marinda is, where we're going, and the movement that we're involved in. Penny, in her introduction, says the theme of today's conference is Marinda is on the move. And so I want to show you a few slides that will just help you understand that. First, I want to show you the sales growth over the last 6 months. It's a good indicator of the direction of the company. You can see that the sales growth of Marinda is on the move. This means that your business should be growing. If your business is not growing, then try to understand the strategies that Marinda is promoting so that you might use them to grow your business, because Marinda is growing. You have to know that. When people call you on the phone and say, "You're with Marinda, it's been around for 20 years, you say back, "We're growing. Are you? Come and join me because we're growing." Next, check auto ship checkbook. This is a statistic that we follow to make sure that our auto ship is growing. And you can see that the auto ship the last 6 months is growing. It's a very good growth curve. And so this also indicates that we're focused on business builders. The strategy that we have is really focused on building a business. There's always room for customers, and there always needs to be room for customers. But we are really looking to grow businesses, your business. Next, you can see the non-beverage core sales. Growth curve is remarkable on these. We're very excited about these products that we're delivering now to the marketplace. Next is the area developer worldwide. It was a year ago at this very meeting that the area developer program was first announced. This is a monumental program. It's revolutionary for the industry, and you're going to hear more about that in these meetings that you're attending. So you can see that the area developers, there's 288 that's qualified at least 1 month in the area developer program. So they're on the move to reach and to bring their business to a new plateau, a new energy, a new exciting time for them. And it's really represented in most every country in the world. Also, scanner distribution. We have 1,100 scanners throughout the world. And here we can see basically where these scanners are located. How many here have a scanner? You've purchased a scanner. Raise your hand. Okay, keep your hands up. thank you. Thank you. I know that that was a risk for you. I know that when you looked at that, you says, wow, that's a big price. Should I do it? I know that it took a business mind and a vision to take that step to buy the scanner. You're going to hear in this meeting the added value of why it's important for you to own a scanner. And when you hear that, everybody else in the room that doesn't have a scanner, you're going to want to buy a scanner. Why are these scanners so important? It helps us have more conversations with the marketplace. Good conversations with the marketplace. Everyone is interested to know what their true age is. They just don't know they want to know that yet. You have to tell them. If anybody really wants to know what their true age is, really, their age of the internal of their body, they need to come to you. You're the only ones that can help them. Oh, okay, they could go to the hospital, have their blood drawn. In some places in Europe, they can go to some medical facilities and have the same test with the same device. They'll pay a lot for that. And so really, if they want to know what their true age is, their biological age, they need to come to you. You need to stand tall. You need to walk with confidence with that. Everyone wants to know, and they need to come to me. And you're going to find out later how exciting it will be for you to offer that opportunity for thousands and thousands of people. So make sure you stick around to hear this. Next, we have hard assets. That's an indication that we're here to stay. This is our asset of our American Fork building. You know of our building in Japan that we have. Also the building in Tahiti, the largest manufacturing facility in that country under one contiguous roof. Also our manufacturing facility in China that we've just purchased. We've also announced the new campus in American Fork. You've heard this. We've sold our building in Provo. Dang, that was hard to do. It just kills me that we did that. Why did we do it then? If we had a view of 3 to 5 years from now, we wouldn't do it. We'd stay in that building with the nice gardens, with the big offices, because someone else has to worry about it later, right? If the decisions that we made 15 years ago, if we knew then what we know today, we wouldn't have built the building in Provo. We have these two operations that are about 12 miles apart. It takes about 30 minutes to get from one operation to the other. Do you know how hard that is and how inefficient that is? It is just horrible. Do you know that I visit Budapest more than I visit our facility in American Fork? Why is that? Because it's so close, and yet it's so far away. And so we've made a decision, a very difficult decision, to consolidate our operation in American Fork so that we can be under one roof. And as you know, we're going to be moving over there in several months in the future. We'll consolidate first, and then over time we'll be building other buildings to offer a campus setting for Marinda. And it'll be under one roof, one location. It'll be so much more efficient for us. Then I will actually visit the operation in American Fork every day that I'm home, instead of once or twice a year that I do now. And so it's been a very difficult decision, but I hope you understand that had we known then what we know today, we would have built one building. It would have been next to the freeway, so we have all this exposure. So it's very convenient for people to get to. And so we're learning, every decision we make is not the best, but we try to fix it later. So that's why we've done what we've done. Do you know that Mirinda, the company that you represent, 7 years running has been one of the healthiest companies, awarded, recognized as one of the healthiest companies in America? That means that our employees, we really believe who we are and we practice who we are. That means that the true age, the AGE levels of our employees are lower than any other employees in America because we manage them, we test them, we watch them. Next, do you know that we just opened an office in Mexico? On one of the busiest streets in Mexico City. Mexico City is one of the largest offices or cities in the world. We've had an office there for many years. Our office has been on the 21st floor of this high rise. We've come down to street level so that everybody knows who we are. We're really on the offensive. We want people to know who Mirinda is. We want people to find out what their true age is. We want them to contact you. And so we moved our office on the first floor of this huge office building on one of the highly trafficked streets in Mexico City. Do you know that Christina McMahon, the world champion boxer, I love this picture of her sitting there smiling. I think if you got on the inside of the ring with her, she wouldn't be smiling at you. You know, she's ready to take you out. Do you know what product she takes every day and wouldn't live without? Tahitian noni juice. Of all to compete at that high level, she takes Tahitian noni juice every day. Champions take our product every day. Daphne Oz, the daughter of Dr. Oz, who's internationally known, she also has this passion about food, what we eat, what we internalize. And she joined us at ILC and has spoken about AGEs and how important it is to monitor, manage your AGEs, and given some tips on how to do that. She loves what Mirinda's doing because we're helping people just like she is, helping them live younger, longer. And so we have international celebrities that are really following us. There's a contingent of Chinese here. All the Chinese, raise your hand and wave. I'm just checking to see if your translation works. There's some from Beijing here, and we've just been awarded the license in China, the 48th license in the world for direct sales in China. There's thousands of companies in China that are doing direct sales, but only 48 are doing it legally. The others are way out there, really risking it, and the government's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. We hold a license to produce and to sell our products in China. And so that expresses the vision that we have. I don't know if I could tell you how it's taken us 15 years to get that license. Millions and millions of dollars to get that license. Do you know that a company from the US recently bought a company in China that had a license? They didn't have any revenue, but they had a license. Do you know that they paid $68 million for that company because they had a license? That's the value of a license in China. That's the company that you represent. This company that has such strength, such vision, such tenacity to be able to go through all the government regulations in China to obtain a license, to do what they needed to have done, which only a few companies have ever done. That's Mirinda. Miranda is in a lot of publications. Just recently, we're in the Entrepreneur magazine in the UK. We've been in a magazine in Japan featuring Miranda and who we are and what we're doing. Do you know that Josh Brown, a very competitive biker, do you know what product he takes every day? Do you know what product he takes to make sure that he can compete at his highest level? Rapid Fuel. He does. He won't live without it. This product is so great that before he gets on his bike, he makes sure that he's had his Rapid Fuel. Before he competes, he makes sure that he's really at the top of his game, and it takes Rapid Fuel to get him there. Also, other publications that we've been in throughout the United States and more. Just hundreds and hundreds of published articles on Miranda's products. This is the company that you represent. It's not some silly little company in the outreaches of the world. This company is solid, has a foundation that really gives it strength, and the media is picking this up. Do you know that the therapy gel was at the Emmys, the recent Emmys, and all these great stars were using the therapy gel because it's such a great product? It's one of the things that's given it such growth that you saw earlier, is because the product feels good and it helps you look good. We're on the daily daytime shows and throughout America. This is just an example, but you can see that therapy gel has been on the TV several places throughout America. Also, Sugar Stop, or what you call Concor. This product is so great. If you'll take this product, 30 minutes before you have a meal, you're going to eat less, you're going to move more, and you're going to feel a lot better. In fact, you're going to hear more about this a little later in the event. This product is so revolutionary that we're focused on this product, and we're going to provide some other things for you so that you can move your business more. The Area Developer Program, revolutionary. Some may think that the real benefit of an area developer is the spot bonus. Of course that's important. Of course that's great. You can go to dinner. You can go to dinner 1,000 times. But the real value of the Area Developer Program is in the bonus pools, is the fact that you can earn 2 incomes from the same business. That's where the real value is. And you're going to see that as people mature in this program and they start earning these 2 incomes. It's going to be phenomenal. And people are very close and doing that right now. And it's just a great thing. No other company offers 2 sources of income from the same business. Only Miranda, only the company that you represent. There's been true age scanners, thousands of them in Denmark, at the largest health fair. Miranda participates in the 6th annual boxing championship in Mexico City. These are our staff. It's not the boxer. They're holding the belt, but this is our staff because they're so excited about it. We have a new office in Chile, which is just wonderful. I just came from there, and it's just a great office, a lot of activity. There's IPCs that are opening their own offices. Here's an office, a ribbon cutting at Trish Bain. You can see Kelly Olson and Sean Whitney there, plus Trish Bain and many of her people of her group. She's opened an office, a Miranda office. You can see Valencia and Art Lee also opening an office. You can see Kelly Olson, and if you're very careful, you can see Sean Whitney in the shadows in the back there. I don't know if this has a pointer right there. See that big smile of his? And also in Kazakhstan, distributors have opened their own offices. That's how committed they are. That's the vision that they have. It's not easy. Studies have linked Macs to reduce AGEs. Do you know that there's also a study in Russia that we just concluded that also links Tahitian noni juice to the reduction of AGEs? And that study was done right here in this region in Moscow, Russia. Also, the Birdie magazine has featured one of our scientists to explain Brett West explained how you should reduce AGEs and how sugar should be eliminated from your diet to reduce AGEs. 500 people were scanned recently in Norway's largest activity in a festival. People want to know what their age is, really. They can't know unless you tell them. Did you know that Rapid Fuel, one of our core products, was a finalist in the Stevie Awards? It's not easy to become a finalist in this award. There's thousands and thousands of products that want to be a finalist, but there's only a few that are the finalist, and Rapid Fuel is one of those. You know that there's a new award in the U.S., the Woman in Business and the Profession of World Awards. 2014, Rapid Fuel was named the best new product by this organization. Do you know what else? Our very own Valencia Palmfield was awarded the Woman of the Year, the Entrepreneur of the Year. One of our people, a member of our family was selected and awarded to represent this organization. This is the woman, the Entrepreneur of the Year. And they put her up there and gave her the award. I think that just happened this last week where they gave her the award. So congratulations, one of our own. You know that we harvest all of our fruit from French Polynesia. Recently, we had a media day in French Polynesia. Here's Jason Sheen speaking on the local TV news channel about Marinda. So Marinda has been in Tahiti for 20 years. More than that, I started working on this project 23 years ago. Okay, so I look a little older, I know. So do the founders. We all look a little older. But we still have energy, and we still love life, and we still watch our AGEs, and we're lowering them. And I'm still dancing whenever there's a Russian in the room. Okay? All right, so you might think of your business. You might think of how hard it is to do business in Hungary or in Germany or in Russia or in Sweden or Austria. There's a lot of resistance of you doing your business. I don't know what they are, but you can name 50 of them right now. They're easy to name. Just name them, right? Think of doing business in Tahiti. The product that you're selling is Tahitian noni. The company has been in Tahiti for 20 years. Everybody knows Marinda because there's little trucks running back and forth. They're picking the fruit and they're mixing it in their plant. Everybody knows Marinda. Do you know that there's only 300,000 some odd people in all of French Polynesia? How many people are in your market? How many millions of people are in your market? They're always millions. It's never hundreds of thousands. In Tahiti, there's only 300,000 plus or minus 50,000 people. That's it. That's how big your market is. Every one of those people in Tahiti, they can go in their backyard and pick a fruit. They can let it mature. They can smash it up and get some juice out of there. They can put it in a glass. They can add some water to that. They can drink it. And they have pretty close to what you have as pure. But it's free. Do you think it would be hard to do business in Tahiti? Everybody knows about it. They can get it free just in their backyard. It's just a small country, 300,000 people. Why would anybody want to do business there? There's this guy. He has a name this long. I don't know how to say it. It's some Tahitian name. So we call him Richard. Do you know that Richard was a senator for French Polynesia? Meaning that he was in the government, he had elections and he won, and he represented French Polynesia to France. And he would travel back and forth. And so he had this very high profile job. Everybody knew Richard. Everybody knows Richard. He's making good money because he's a politician. And so he wins the election and he's doing his job. He realizes while he's doing his job that his people of French Polynesia, are suffering. They're suffering from poor health, overweight, diabetes, other ailments. In fact, they're suffering so much that the health care costs in French Polynesia has risen to a level where the government has to get money from Europe to subsidize it because their country has such poor health. And so Richard is thinking, what can we do for our people to help them be healthier? Now, of course, Richard knew about Marinda because these trucks run back and forth, and he knows that it's the number one agriculture export of French Polynesia, what Marinda does. And so it's a big thing in Tahiti. But he hears from his wife that there's this juice called Tahitian noni juice, and that there's this way you can do a business in Tahiti with Tahitian noni juice. At about this time, there was about 5 people in all of French Polynesia that bought Tahitian noni juice a month. About 5 out of 300,000. If you look at the percentage in your market, that's about what it is in your market, percentage-wise. Very few of the millions are really buying the product of Marinda. We don't have a sales office in Tahiti. We have a processing plant. We don't have a salesperson in Tahiti. And so we're really not, it's hard to do this kind of business in Tahiti without a salesperson. Most of your markets have a salesperson. We have an office right here in Hungary with very able staff that work every day for you to promote your business. In Tahiti, there's nothing like that. And people can go in their backyard, pick a noni, squeeze out the juice. Okay? Tough to do business in French Polynesia. He could list 50 reasons why not to do business. He had this vision. He had this experience with Tahitian noni. And so he says, this is the solution to the health problems of French Polynesia. I'm going to build a business. He started getting familiar with Marinda. He came to the office in Provo. He came to our summit last year in New York City just to become familiar with Marinda. And then he had an election. So he has to win the election. So he goes out and does his politician. He works really hard to win the election. Guess what? Richard loses the election. Sort of a surprise to him. And so now, yesterday he was somebody, and today he's nobody, right? And so he decides to focus on Marinda. Do you know that today there's an EAD in French Polynesia? It's Richard. Do you know that he has 5 pearls in his organization? Richard. Do you know that 1 out of every 30 people that live in French Polynesia drink Tahitian noni juice every day? It's Richard. So think of the market that you have. Then think of Richard. You can be Richard. You can change the environment of your market. The greatest asset any network marketing company has is you, the distributor. There's no greater asset than you. That's why people from other companies are always calling you. They're always calling you to say, join me. Are they not? They do because they know how valuable you are. Of course, take the call and be nice to them. But the tables have to turn. You need to start calling them. Richard would call them. He did. and he built a big business, a really good, stable business in these islands right in the middle of the Pacific. In fact, Michael Schluckner went to a meeting yesterday in France, in Paris, that Richard held. So he's starting to expand his business now into France. You see what this does? How this grows? If you have a vision, if you really know and understand the assets that are yours as an entrepreneur, and you can move people. Now, Marinda wants entrepreneurs, people with vision, people with confidence, people that can move other people. Marinda needs you. If you think of an entrepreneur, I'm going a little over, sorry, Penny, I have like 3-4 minutes left, maybe 8. Sorry. If you think of an entrepreneur, you're in business. You're the president of your business, okay? As the president of your business, you would normally need product, warehouses, accountants, because if someone earns a commission, you need to pay them, right? You need attorneys. You need all kinds of stuff. In Marinda, you have all that, but you don't have to worry about it. You have a warehouse, but the people like Yvonne and Michael and Penny and Lucas and Slava, they take care of the warehouse. You don't have to worry about it. All the expense that goes into that, they're going to take care of. So you just forget that and focus on the things that matter most to you. If there's a check that needs to be paid, Penny's people will pay it. Wow, that was 3 P's. Penny's people will pay. Don't worry about it. Penny will do it. She'll get the check out. If there's a new product that's going to come on, Penny will take care of that. Don't worry about it. She has scientists that go to work every day, put on their white coat, and they create products. That'll come. When it arrives, then you sell it. Then it becomes in your world. But you have this entrepreneur, this business that is so efficient. Now, there's 100 things that you could do to be efficient in that business. I'm going to give you 3 things that you need to do every day. If you'll do these 3 things every day, don't worry about the warehouse, don't worry about the checks that go out, don't worry about the new product that's coming, whether the attorneys will get it registered or not. You worry about these 3 things, and your business will grow like Richard. Okay? Here they are. First, you need to be attractive. You need to attract people. That's simple for you guys. I'm looking at you. You're pretty attractive. Okay? Stand tall. Walk with purpose. Have a vision. Have a purpose. You need to attract people. You're already doing that. So number 1's already done. Cool. Do it more. When someone pings you to join their company, you tell them how great Marinda is. In fact, don't wait for them to ping you. Don't wait for them to call you. You call them. You know who they are. They've been calling you for years. It's time to call them now. Attract them. Be attractive to people wherever you are. Just attract, okay? You guys can do that. That's simple. Just look good. Yeah, you do already. Okay, now speak well, okay? And have confidence in yourself. Be attractive. I already want to be with you, so you've already attracted me. All right? That's cool. I can feel it. I can see it when you walk in the room. Attract, number 1. Number 2, you must inspire others. In order to inspire others, you need to be familiar with Miranda. Every aspect. Remember Richard, he went to New York on his own money. He came to the office in Provo just to become familiar with Miranda. You have to become familiar with Miranda. You have to know how the pay plan works. You need to know how a scanner works. You need to know why AGEs. You need to know these things to inspire others. And you need to inspire them to do things that they normally wouldn't do. If you can help them have an experience with Miranda, their products, their pay plan, the trust that Miranda delivers, help them have an experience with Miranda. Inspire them to have an experience with Miranda. Then they just do it themselves. Then they go out and attract. They go out and inspire. After you've attracted some, you've inspired some, then there's one other step you must do every day. You must motivate. Now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're a president of your organization. There's people down there and among your group that needs to be motivated every day. You need to be in touch with them. You need to look at them and help them and motivate them and help them reach a higher ground. That's who you are. And so there's 3 things that you need to do. And you need to do them every day, and you need to use the tools of Miranda that's available through Miranda to do these. Inspire, attract, number 1, attract, inspire, and motivate. If you can do that, you can build this business anywhere. If Richard can build a business, a very good business, in French Polynesia, you can build a very good business in your market. Leadership, people with vision, commitment, people that can attract, inspire, and motivate, can build a business. I thank you very much for your time. I've gone a little over, but thank you.